So, we all know how people are going crazy over the Hyperverse these days and how it's becoming a global phenomenon in the current times. But in the midst of all this recent update from the Hypertech group has raised eyebrows, and many of the people have started to feel differently about the Hyperverse all of a sudden. Some of them even think it's another ponzi scheme like the one of OneCoin back in the days. Yes, that OneCoin which was deemed to eradicate the name of Bitcoin from the crypto world.
We will write history. Nobody can compare to us.
Soon lost its existence in just a span of a few years, and as a result, the investors in this coin lost a lot of their hard-earned money. So, why are people that were once enthusiastic about the Hyperverse seem so skeptical? Well, don't worry guys, your boy will sort it out for you and update you with all of the latest information. But for that, you need to subscribe to the channel ASAP and press the bell icon alongside it so you don't miss any of our updates from now on. Because as you all might be familiar with the saying, the early bird catches the worm. So don't stay behind. Come join our awesome clan and lever your financial game with the Meta Kingdom. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into the video. Now you all must be familiar with the packages that the Hyperverse were offering earlier, provided a return investment from 0.5 to 1% per day for a given period of time. This made the total return sums approximately 3 to 4 times of the invested amount. For example, if you were investing $1,000 in the beginning, you would walk out with a whopping $3,000 to $4,000 through this scheme, without investing any additional dollar or spending another second in the Hyperverse. And if you are a subscriber of Meta Kingdom, you must have already watched the video and understand what I'm talking about. Well, if you haven't watched it yet, where have you been, my friend? I have attached the link in the description as well as show notes, so don't forget to check that out, because it will explain all of the basics of the Hyperverse project. Alright, coming back to the topic. So the massive returns on the investments in the Hyperverse were garnering a lot of attention for the masses. The people got divided into two groups. One group was a core supporter of the Hyperverse, while the other group has already declared the Hyperverse project another grand scam of the 21st century that in a span of a few years will suck up all of the money of their investors and vanish into thin air, just like we've seen in the movies and in our favorite web series. You can find numerous videos on YouTube and other social media platforms talking about the same, some saying it is your ticket to the success, while others are claiming it's just another fraud ready to grab the last cent in your pocket. Even many popular forums are filled up with the discussion about the same, and to be very honest with you guys, I cannot see where we are going anywhere at all with this. While the war between the two groups was emerging, the one seemed to be the dominant one and wanted to take over the other. And no guys, I'm not talking about the Russia-Ukraine war. I hope peace restores itself in this region soon. Talking about the dominant section that seemed to have the upper hand of the internet were the supporters that were already madly supporting the Hyperverse project and all their resources. But recently an update has been making the rounds on the internet again, and it seems that it has further strengthened the side that was not supporting the Hyperverse group from the beginning. Well, this update is what they were calling Hyperverse 2.0, and there has been a significant change in the packages that we have earlier discussed in our previous video. Just to give a quick recap, Hyperverse is based on the membership model, and there are a variety of packages from where you can choose based on the amount of money you are willing to spend. And the more you spend, the better the returns you are promised by the company. So the cheapest package to get into the Hyperverse was $300. This is the basic package they are offering. If you want to invest more than this, you are free to choose that. $500, $1,000, $5,000 and $10,000. It all depends on you. But the minimum requirement to join is $300. And if we talk about the returns, the Hypertech group claims that they can provide a 0.5 to 1% in daily returns from the same day of investment until and unless it becomes 3 or 4 times the invested amount. But with the Hyperverse 2.0, the situation has changed significantly. Simply speaking, they have completely revamped the returns model, which was quite literally the backbone of this hype around the Hyperverse, and in my opinion, things are starting to get fishy now. But let's have a look at the latest plans, and based on that, we will form our opinion. And also don't forget to share your opinions in the comments section below, because they really are valuable to us, as it helps us understand and connect with our community in a better way. Okay guys, now the coming changes. The first change in the daily rewards itself. Earlier members of the Hyperverse were promised a 0.5 return per day. In other words, if you have taken out the $300 package for the Hyperverse member, you were entitled to a return of $1.5 per day. So this reward has been slashed down to 0.3%. Thus, if we consider the previous example, now you'll be getting a return of 90 cents per day instead of the $1.5 that was promised earlier. But wait guys, don't be disheartened so quickly. There could still be hope. So as you all know earlier, they were promising a whopping 3 times return of the invested amount. But with the recent update, they have hiked it up to 4 times the return of the amount invested. So, while you would have been getting $900 in the investment of $300, you are now entitled to $1,200. And while this all might sound like sunshine and rainbows, I'm sorry guys, this happiness won't last long. In the previous update we know that the 3 times return on the amount invested was in the duration of 600 days, right? But in the latest update, no doubt they have increased the return of the investment, but at the same time for providing these elevated returns, they have also increased the time duration for the same. And if you're thinking the increase was small, well, think again. They have increased the time duration from 600 days to a whopping 1,330 days. More than double. And I can hear you guys, it's ridiculous. This Hyperverse 2.0 update will definitely make your returns 4 times, but it will take more than double at the time as promised earlier in the earlier packages. And simply by doing some simple math, you will understand that the earlier model was far better than the latest one. As following the same trend, you would have gotten 6 times more the return of the invested amount in a time duration less than what would have been mentioned in the latest update. And that's crazy. And you might be wondering, what about the users that have already got themselves enrolled into the Hyperverse through the older packages? Will they get all the benefits from the previous update? Or do they need to purchase a new package to continue? Well, if this is the case, then one thing is clear, and you don't need to get a new package to continue in the Hyperverse. And in my opinion, that is a major relief for the earlier customers. But it's bad news as well, as they have joined the Hyperverse based on the benefits that they were offering earlier. But now they are forced to get the benefits that are not as valuable as it was promised earlier. Alright guys, so that's all about the Hyperverse 2.0 update, and that has recently turned many heads around itself. Even the earlier supporters of this scheme seem to question it on various platforms, and to be very honest with you guys, it's a classic case treachery in my opinion, especially for the early supporters of this group. People have showed their support because of the amazing returns that they were promised by the Hypertech group. But all of a sudden, they have changed their entire plan and made it less valuable and attractive as it was promised earlier. But for now, let's digress. What do you guys think about this update? Do you think it's just a trailer of the fraud that is about to happen? Or is it just a hiccup that sometimes huge companies like Hypertech Group faces to consolidate their position in the market, which can benefit both the company and the users in the long run? But anyway, that's all from my side today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. Signing off for now.